Welcome back. Check crypto heading into the first Fed decision of 2025. As you can see, prices are higher across the board after dropping earlier this week when a Chinese AI model, DeepSeek, disrupted tech stocks in an all panic over it. Joining me now is the Digital Chamber founder and CEO, Perianne Boring. Perianne, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. What is your assessment of DeepSeek?
We don't see any direct correlation between DeepSeek and other AI models like ChatGPT and Bitcoin or open source cryptocurrencies. These are fundamentally different technologies that do completely different things. They don't compete with each other. Bitcoin, it's a store of value. It's digital gold. Cryptocurrencies are payment rails and infrastructure to facilitate transactions beyond just money, anything of value. So we don't see a direct correlation. But we did see a broad sell-off across the tech sector earlier this week with the introduction of DeepSeek. The swings we saw in Bitcoin were between 2 and 7%. That's actually pretty normal volatility for Bitcoin. So we don't see this as any direct correlation to Bitcoin, but this has caused significant disruptions to the tech sector overall.
Well, I mean, I think it's worth mentioning that many people are questioning if, in fact, it actually cost as little as they claim, $5.5 million to create, and also the fact that the communist China officials have been stealing intellectual property from America for decades, and we now have, tech leadership saying they did it again with DeepSeek. President Trump, meanwhile, signed an executive order last week aiming to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, creating a working group to advise the White House on a regulatory framework and legislative proposals, including evaluating the creation of a potential U.S. digital asset stockpile. Perianne, what do you think about that?
This executive order really sets the tone from the top, which is something that's been deeply needed. Maria, you mentioned some of the issues we've had in AI, particularly in competition with China. This is not the only advanced technology where the U.S. has completely fallen behind China and other nations globally. The U.S. is not the crypto capital of the world today. A lot of the investments, the development, the innovation is not happening here. It's happening in Asia. It's happening in the Middle East. It's happening everywhere else but here. Why? Because we've had very poor leadership on this issue. So we were very proud to see President Trump come out and acknowledge the critical importance of cryptocurrencies, recognizing this is an advanced technology. It's important for the national security and the economic security of the nation that we lead in the development of all advanced technologies. That includes digital financial technologies like blockchain. So this creates and is the start of a new era, which will help bring home so much of that investment and innovation that has left the United States throughout the Biden administration.
Yeah, that's a great point. The money has left the United States, partly because we don't have clarity on regulation either. But Trump's pro-crypto pick to run the Treasury, Scott Bessent, is now officially sworn in. He was sworn in yesterday. Adam Johnson, jump in here.
Oh, thanks, Maria. Yeah, Perianne, I'm curious because you just mentioned blockchain, and in fact, Elon Musk has said that as part of Doge and trying to make government more efficient, he would like to introduce blockchain to give us a sense for where all the money's going. What might that look like if we saw blockchain somehow being used by the government?
And this is not a new conversation. We've known for many, many years that blockchains can be an infrastructure to create radical transparency, not only within our financial system to address things like systemic risk and illicit finance, but it can also be used to make our government more efficient and more transparent and more accountable to the American people. You can track and trace exactly where assets are going. We've just seen over the past couple of days, as we've got new leadership coming to town, we're learning all sorts of things about where taxpayers' money is going to completely inappropriate places. With a blockchain, you can track where those funds go and verify with 100% accuracy that funds are going to their intended purpose. So the Doge absolutely should be looking to leverage this technology to make the government more transparent and more accountable and ensure that taxpayer funds are used in the correct way.
So, Perianne, what kind of policy do you want to see to give this whole idea legs in terms of infrastructure around crypto? Commerce Secretary nominee Howard Lutnick will appear for his Senate confirmation hearing later today. Of course, Trump also tapped Securities and Exchange Commission Republican Mark Uyeda to serve as the agency's acting chair until President Trump's choice of Paul Atkins is actually confirmed at the Securities and Exchange Commission. So I want to get your expectations around policy for crypto, given these new leadership roles, whether it's, Treasury, Commerce, or SEC.
Well, one of the biggest issues impacting the digital asset ecosystem here in the United States is a lack of regulatory clarity coupled with very aggressive regulation by enforcement. In order for American businesses and American investors to develop and build and innovate and invest in American-made technologies, they need to know what the rules to the road are, and that has not been provided. It's really not that difficult. It's a leadership issue. We know what needs to be done. The agencies have the authority to do so. We're very glad to see so many pro-crypto people coming into the cabinet, also leading other agencies, including independent agencies, who can create that regulatory clarity, provide clear rules to the road so we can develop and invest in American-made blockchain technologies.
Yeah. And we'll see if that includes mergers like the CFTC merging into the Securities and Exchange Commission with their efforts to cut costs as well. Perianne, it's great to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you, Maria.
Perianne Boring. Quick break.